I've had this for about 8 years now. So unfortunately, she did. Is looking good in here, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my little piece of paradise that I call the Lonestar Hawaiian garage. We got the 2020 Trail Boss parked sideways in the garage. Reason being, we're actually in the middle of another video, but I figured I would actually stop and actually make an exclusive video for this particular mod, because this is something I've wanted to do on the truck since the day I bought it. It is a 2020 Trail Boss. If you are new, the Trail Boss edition gives you the off-road package, the off-road wheels, off-road tires, a 2-inch lift kit, in addition to a front and rear gloss black finish. But obviously the truck is black itself, so you don't see the contrast there, but it is a menacing looking truck. As far as the styling goes, there's one piece of this I don't understand for this particular model. I can understand for an LTZ or like a high country, kind of those chrome accents, but this thing that's just glaring at me right there. That Z71 badge on the top of the fender, it's interesting enough they went up with the badge, but regardless, this thing is a glaring eyesore to myself. Every time I look at the truck, I just see this chrome edge and this white 7-1. I don't like it. So it's gonna go somewhere. In addition, in the rear, we have our Silverado badge and our LT badge there on the other side, which are also getting taken care of in this video. Now, I do feel a little bit silly because this is a $60,000 truck, and I took $3 today, bought something which I'm going to use to edit those emblems. So that's one thing we are doing in this video. Another thing is actually a garage update. So we're taking one more addition to my little piece of paradise. If you are new, check out the garage build series. We transformed this garage completely from the epoxy floors to the walls, to the baseboards, to all the modifications on this side, to the lights on top, and then lastly, this little cove here of the new age Bold Series cabinets. I also have this Samsung Smart TV floating in this corner here, but one issue with this TV is the sound. There's like absolutely no sound with it. And I get it, TV companies, they want you to go buy their sound bars and sound systems. So we've been kind of just using the TV as is, but I'm just kind of sick of it. And Costco had a great deal on some Vizio sound equipment. So what we are doing before we hop into the truck is actually hook up my sounds for this TV. So what we have is the Vizio V-Series 5.1 sound bar. It's a sound system. Basically, it comes with 2 speakers, a sound bar, and a nice subwoofer. That's gonna make this garage bump. So anyways, we're gonna unbox this thing, get it hooked up to the TV. I'm probably gonna mount the sound bar up underneath the TV, keep that real clean look back there, and then the subwoofer's gonna go down here, replacing the system that actually doesn't work. I brought it back from Hawaii with us. It's just, unfortunately, she did. So she's coming out, new stuff's going in, and then we'll finally get to the truck. This thing's gonna look so menacing when we're done. Let's get going. There is no way to articulate how good that sounds. It is so crystal clear, it is so incredibly loud, and that bass subwoofer, I did not anticipate how powerful that was. That subwoofer puts my old subwoofer to shame, like complete shame. That is so amazing. It'll never come through on the mic, so obviously you guys cannot appreciate it as much as I do right now, but super stoked. We have our right and left speaker, our sound bar, and our subwoofer all hooked up. I had to fabricate some kind of a makeshift mount there at the very top. That was the only way I could really bolt it on to get the sound to project outward versus downward. So it doesn't look bad. It's actually a soundbar on top of the TV. It looks pretty clean. And then these two as well. I couldn't get it over here because both of those speakers had to hook into the subwoofer. And the only way to do it cleanly without wires going across the wall was here. But that's actually fine because usually I'm working in this space and a right and left speaker with the soundbar. It's not gonna matter. We're in the garage anyways. It sounds amazing. That's all done. Super happy about that. We need to throw that box away, but let's finally get to this truck. So what we're gonna be using in this video here is Plasti-Dip. If you haven't heard of Plasti-Dip, guys have been living under a rock. Plasti-Dip really caught traction about 5 years ago and got really popular, and it started getting less popular as of late, but it's still pretty useful in terms of covering badges up. So what I'm gonna do is take some masking tape, tape off a good area. I'm gonna give it about an inch in space up and around, get it taped off real nice, and I'm gonna put several coats of Plasti-Dip on here. Let's grab our masking tape, get it masked up. You guys are going to a time lapse. We're gonna cue the music one more time, and then get working. All right, as you can clearly see, we're making some good use of old shopping bags. We got it taped off. We do need to clean this up real good before we do spray the Plasti-Dip. I want it to stick real good to this emblem. I have some Adams Polishes surface prep. This is the same stuff I used prior to putting the ceramic coat down. You could also use an alcohol or a cleaner, just pull off any wax or oils off of this emblem you want the Plasti-Dip to stick. So we're gonna use that, and I'm still indifferent about what I'm gonna be doing here with this red Z. If I'm leaving it, if I'm not, but regardless, we need a couple coats down. The thicker it gets laid on there, the actual better, because if you lay it on too thin, pulling it up is an absolute nightmare. This is a product that's actually better to go too heavy than too light. Now, I'm gonna try to cut down on the overspray, so I'm gonna spray pretty close to this emblem. Typically, I wouldn't do that, but I don't want any overspray to get all over the truck, so I'm gonna try to keep it close, but let's see how this first coat goes. Oh, also, for those of you who don't know, this is Plasti-Dip. If you don't know what this is, at Home Depot, Ace Hardware, Lowe's, it's literally everywhere. Go pick yourself up a can. This is actually pretty useful on random projects. Progress, boys. We got about 6 coats on this front one. Now, don't be scared when you do put it on initially. It does lay on pretty ugly. There's a lot of orange peel going on, but as it dries, it almost contracts and smooths out. This is after 6 coats. We just put a last one on there, so it's gonna dry and kind of dry to a matte satin finish. And then once that happens, we'll go back and peel off the edge here. So that looks really good. Fortunately, with the Plasti-Dip, there's not a ton of overspray, but there is some overspray. I was feeling over here, and you can feel some of that overspray coming off. That doesn't really matter because I'm in fact gonna be clay barring the entire car. That'll come right up. So we're gonna let that sit for a few more minutes, let that dry up. In the back, the Silverado emblem's about done. We're gonna do one more coat over the top of the Silverado here. The LT has 2 coats here. We'll probably do 2 more there. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna pull off my shopping bag mask off over here and just repurpose it on this side. And then lastly up front here, it's got me thinking now, if I need to do something about this chrome around the bow tie. Came up with this nifty box idea. Cuts down on overspray. I spray into the box and it keeps the overspray from getting out of the box. I impress myself with my genius sometimes. First coat, I'd put it on in a medium thickness. It's basically a tack coat. Let it sit for about a minute so it's a little bit more tacky. You can put the second coat on there. Second coat, you can go thick, and then basically coat after coat after coat until you feel it's thick enough to be peeling off the side. Again, more is more in this situation. If you do it too lightly, when you go to peel it off, it's not gonna peel off clean. It'll be a nightmare. All right, I caved. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the chrome around the bow tie. I'm thinking that if we do, in fact, kind of a satin finish like we're doing here, I think this front end is going to look a lot more menacing. So what I am doing, I got to be a lot more meticulous up here just because of the grill and the plastic, and Plasti-Dip will stick to this pretty well. It'll be hard to get off because of all the texture. So I'm going to go ahead and tape off the edge. So I'm going to be more meticulous in taping off this section. But yeah, let's keep going. waiting, I figured I'd go ahead and show you guys the fun part of this is the Plasti-Dip Removal. Look at all that fun stuff. See how that's peeling right away at the edge of the emblem. Alright guys, the decision has been made. This is what it's going to stay like. This looks so amazing. I'm so stoked on that. It finally takes away that massive distraction on the side of this truck. The only thing remaining is that big Trail Boss sticker. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that just yet, but this is phenomenal. I was going back and forth on leaving the red or pulling off for the red, that way you see the red Z, but this looks so good. This little, call it matte slash satin finish on top of the gloss, it's perfect. It matches in perfectly with the plastic on the bottom of this mirror, and all the plastics basically just blend right into this. So it's the perfect contrast. It is beautiful. So I have a lot of work to do because I got to pull all the ones in the back, the LT and the other side Z71, and then figure out what the heck I'm doing up front. So the Plasti-Dip had all night to cure. It looks really good this morning. That Z71 badge right there, that is menacing. It's a perfect time between the matte satin finish and the gloss black. As you can see clearly here on the mirror, so you have the plastic here, which is kind of a matte, and then the gloss on the top, and then you come to the fender, it's the same kind of scenario. We have the gloss black on the fender, the satin matte finish on the badge, and then here in the front, taking care of that distracting chrome here away from the bow tie. The whole front end looks pretty dang good now that that is taken care of. I think there's a few other things I can do to tie some of the red from the tow hooks into the bow tie. I have that probably in mind in the coming videos. And the Z71 badge as well. We went ahead and matted that out. That way, the whole front end is just a very menacing looking truck. On this side, obviously same thing with the Z71 badge. And then lastly, coming here to the back, we do have the Silverado and LT badge blacked out as well. This back end looks pretty dang good. We do have to do something with these chrome tips. I'm not sure what type of rating the Plasti-Dip is in regards to heat. Obviously these do get pretty hot with the exhaust coming through. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing here just yet. I do want to do eventually a quad tip exhaust. Might look into getting the black tips to take care of that, but that's going to be a future modification. This was a quick and easy dirty method to get your emblems blacked out. Overall, super happy, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below of the blacked out badges. Should we continue with the midnight theme around this truck, making it a super menacing looking vehicle? If you enjoyed this one, be sure to smash that like button below. If you have not subscribed to the channel just yet, please scroll down, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss up in any updates. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Lonestar Hawaiian on Instagram, get sneak peeks and updates there on everything we do on the channel before it drops in on YouTube. But as always, guys, we'll see you in a few days for our next video. Until then, y'all take care and aloha.